subbies, I want to talk to you about a very serious matter. Yes, the IRS levied my bank account. Back in 2007, it feels like yesterday. There was a time that I didn't pay my taxes on time. I worked for a nonprofit, and then I worked for, I had a 1099, and I did not pay my taxes in time. And I played with them. I mean, I felt like they'll get it. I'll give it to them when I'm ready. All that type of attitude. This was in 2007. So needless to say, I was young and dumb and full of you know what. And I didn't pay them. So after not paying them for a while, they contacted my job. My job then kind of gave me an alert. Hey, they talking about taking your money. They talking about, you know, just snatching your income. And I'm like, really? So I started paying them. And within 6 months, 9 months, I stopped again. Life happens. So I went and I got another job. I still had the job I had, but I worked another job primarily. They waited until I got enough money in my account. One day I got paid. I went to the, well, actually I didn't go to the bank. I had direct deposit. And something had been telling me, take that money out the bank, take that money out of it. But I'm living like I don't owe no taxes, I'm going to just do me. I didn't take the money out the bank. I didn't listen to myself. My paycheck went in, they popped me. I didn't get anything. They pretty much froze my account. I went to the bank. They was like, we don't know who it is. We don't know who it is. And I'm like, what? The bank couldn't tell me who it was. So I was like, okay, it's got to be the IRS. After I cried and boo-hooed and snotted and, act a fool, I said, it's got to be the IRS. Thank God I had another stream of income. But that was a big hit. That was a big hit. And, of course, when they levy your bank account, they don't tell you. It's the surprise. It's the attack. It's when you're not paying attention. They're not going to give you a heads up so you can take the money out the bank. They hit me, and they hit me hard. So I say this to say, yes, if you talk to the IRS and you stay in communication with them and you make payments and you set up payment arrangements, this won't happen. It's when you do what I did in 2007, prior to 2007 and 2007. Because this was a behavior that didn't start in 2007. It started before 2007. And it was a very bad behavior, which cost me quite a bit of funds. So as time went on, the story does end well. As time went on, what I did was I stopped having my check direct deposit to that bank, and I started just picking up a paper check because I was too paranoid to get direct deposit. I ain't stupid. So what I did was I called them up, I made payments arrangements, and I always have a dialect with them. I always talk to them. I ended up paying that year off. So the levy was satisfied. I got a letter in the mail. I'm going to look for the letter because I don't know where it's at. But I got a letter in the mail, and it had like a seal on it saying that the levy, that particular year was paid off. And it felt really good. It really felt good to end that. But because I work for 1099, I still owe taxes. But I've learned to talk to them, to communicate with them. And yes, my previous video, for you who have watched it, not many people have watched it. I'm a little YouTuber. From my previous video, I talked about how you have to stay in communication with them. Yes, and things like that won't happen if you stay in communication with them and you set up payments. And when you can't make a payment the next month, double up or make a small payment. Just give them, look like you want to pay them. In my previous video, I talked about offering compromise, which I have the documentation to set up the payments. So I'm trying to get an offering compromise so that they can make me an offer that I can easily pay and afford. And it's a lot of information on YouTube about offering compromise. And you can also call the IRS. They can give you a little insight on offering compromise. But I would not use a company to set up payments with the IRS. You don't have to do that. I've wasted quite a few dollars calling these companies that swear that they can help you. If you make too much money, there is no program for you. There is no program. And then you waste $300, $295 on these companies when they can clearly tell you there is no program for someone making the amount of money you make. Now, the company that I did like is National Tax Debt. They didn't take any money from me. They took all my information. I had a couple of phone calls where I had to, and then once they took all my information, and like I said, I spoke to a couple of people, they then came up with, okay, this is what we can do for you. We can get you an offering compromise, but then you have to pay us. They wanted me to pay them like close to $3,000 for the offering compromise. And in the offering compromise, I might have paid anywhere from $500 to $1,500 or 10% of what I owe. So either way is a good deal, but I want to do the offering compromise myself, as I spoke about in the last video. So use this as a cautionary tale. Communication is key. You are your best advocate. Advocate for yourself with the IRS. Try that before you decide to use a company to do all of the talking for you, because all the talking they're doing, you're paying for it. Not only will you owe taxes, you still owe. Not only will you owe them, you still owe taxes. And the money you spent on them, you could have used for your taxes. So try to advocate for yourself before you employ any company to do any legwork for you. All right. Bye-bye.